Greetings, students. This is Gary, but you probably already know that by now. I'm going to share with you now a way that I developed to analyze characters. There are a lot of different ways that we analyze characters in plays or in any kind of fiction or literature for that matter. But this was something that helped me make sure that I was taking a look at as many different dimensions of a character as possible. I call this model the Wholeness Wheel, and you see it depicted here on the screen, and it consists of several different areas. So for example, there's an emotional area, spiritual area, intimacy area, mental area, relationships area, vocational area, economic area, physical area. And then you see outside this wheel the word environmental, which surrounds the wheel. And what I mean by environmental is that there are always factors that impact a person that have to do with things that he or she has no control over, that are outside of him or her. It could be as simple as the temperature outside is 107 degrees, or it's snowing, or any other aspect of the environment around the person that could affect the way he or she thinks, acts, or even believes. Now within the Wholeness Wheel itself, there are several different areas. I'll start here, although they are in no particular order. The spiritual area or domain simply refers to the extent to which the person is or has a spiritual component. That could relate to a membership in a specific religion, or it could just be the way in which the person sees himself or herself as a spiritual being. Some folks will find solace and comfort in nurturing in their relationship with a particular church or with the spiritual side of their existence. Others may not. Agnostics, atheists, or people who just don't see the spiritual aspect of their life as being particularly important. Moving down along the wheel, the next area is simply called intimacy, and that relates to, first of all, whether or not a person has an intimate relationship with anyone or any group of people. This could be in the form of a spouse, it could be in the form of an incredibly close friend or a parent, but the absence of intimacy or a very successful intimate relationship will impact a person, obviously. And many times it is a problem with intimacy that underscores or underlines a conflict in a play. So we always want to take a look at the what I call the intimacy domain of a person. The next area is the mental domain, and this is on one hand, I guess you would just simply say how smart a person is, how well he or she is able to use intellect to analyze problems, to solve problems. You could take a look, for example, at what you think the person's IQ is. It could be a person who is mentally challenged in some form or other, and it's an essential area to take a look at the mental capabilities of the person. The next domain I refer to as relationships, and these are the relationships that a person has, but relationships that are different from intimate relationships. So this could be friends, classmates, co-workers, but what are the nature of the relationships that this character has with other people? Are they positive? Are they negative? Are they sustaining the character, or are they bringing the character down? Take a look at those relationships and see to what extent you can understand the character better by looking at them. And in a way, that's what you're doing with all of these things, looking at each area to see if you can understand the character more completely by looking at any one of these specific domains. The next area is vocational, and that refers to the job that a person has, whether or not the person has a job, whether the person likes the job, whether there's conflict in the job, whether it's a menial job that does not sustain and nurture the person, whether it's an incredibly high stress job that's really taking a toll on the person. Take a look at the vocational area when taking a look at a character. Related to that, but different, is the economic area. And that simply refers to the person's financial condition and the extent to which the wealth or poverty of the character is contributing to his or her happiness, conflict, stability. So to the extent that you know how well off a person is financially and what the impact of that financial situation is on the character, the better. Next domain is also quite important. It's the physical domain, and it's the extent to which we know the physical condition of the character. Is she or he in good health? Does he or she feel good? Does the person have physical handicaps or liabilities, or is the person physically challenged? Or on the contrary, is the person a great physical specimen, full of health and energy and vigor? To what extent is the physical condition of the person a factor that contributes to our understanding of the play, of the character, excuse me. The last area is the emotional area, and it simply refers to how the person expresses her or his emotions, how emotional they are. Some people are very reserved, and you seldom see their feelings. So, to what extent do we see the emotional aspects of this person, and what are those aspects? Is the person crying all the time? Has the person never cried in her or his life? Again, taking a look at the emotional characteristics of the character. So those are the 8 different areas. It's a good idea to try and take a look at each of those areas when you really want to focus in on a character. I would always encourage, for example, an actor to take a look at each of those areas, and then the environment in which the character exists, external to the specific characteristics of the person, but perhaps important to our understanding of that person. Okay, that's the lecture. Hope you enjoy, and we'll see you in class.